Hello again, everybody, and welcome back. My name is Tom Nelson, and this is a continuation of the Diabetes Control 6 Steps to Gaining Complete Control Over Diabetes. This is video lesson number 7. This is covering step number 3 of the 6 steps in the program, and it is on changing the diet. This is part 2, the meal planning guide. So, recall in the previous videos we said that 120 years ago or so, our ancestors ate 3,000 calories a day, and they burned 3,000 calories a day because they didn't have our modern appliances, automobiles, and other things, and they didn't have television sets or computers, and so they spent most of their daylight hours working very hard around their home or wherever they were. But they ate all organic foods, you will recall also. But around 1970, a study was run, and they discovered that because of the introduction of numerous technological advances in our life, that we no longer burned 3,000 calories a day. We now, at that point, burned about 1,200 to 2,000 calories a day. And unfortunately, that has stuck. They're still using that as a guideline. But there are many experts today that now argue that we don't burn that much anymore. Today, we burn about 1,000 calories per day because we spend up to 6 hours on average per day sitting at a desk, sitting in front of a computer, or gaming, or whatever. We don't do our gardens anymore. We don't do the manual labor and all of the technological advances. We now burn about 1,000 calories a day. So this is going to be based on 1,000 calories per day. And the focus is going to be on net carbohydrates. Net carbs are carbohydrates minus fiber. And it's going to be on the net carbohydrates, fats, and fiber. Those are your key elements. Protein is important, but not as important as these. So, based on 1,000 calories per day, 50% should be from carbohydrates, according to most experts. That means 500 calories a day from carbohydrates. 1 gram of carbohydrates produces 4 calories, and so that equals about 125 grams of carbs in your diet every day. But that is not correct. We'll correct that very shortly. One thing you have learned in previous videos is that 1 gram of carbs in a low glycemic index will produce 1 gram of glucose that will enter the bloodstream. And that 1 gram of glucose is going to raise your blood sugar about 20 points. And so, remember again, 1 gram of carbs produces 1 gram of glucose, and that 1 gram of glucose, when it enters your bloodstream, is going to raise your blood sugar about 20 milligrams per deciliter as read on your meter. Protein should be 250 calories from protein, 25% of that 1,000 calories. Fat, the same thing. 1 gram of fat, about 9 calories, which is a little more than double what carbohydrates are, and that equals 27.8 grams of fat every single day. We're also going to cover in this particular lesson omega-3s and balancing those against the omega-6s. This is very important. Let's look at a meal plan based on carbohydrates. You're going to be basing it on low glycemic index foods only. That's 125 grams, as was earlier said, is way too high. In fact, it's almost 3 times what the average person really needs every single day. My working with diabetics over the years in the past have shown that 40 to 50 grams of carbohydrates, net carbs, every day is optimal. At that level, their weight will stabilize and their blood sugars will stabilize. Meal planning for proteins then, about 125 grams of protein each day is about what you should shoot for. But some say that you should eat half unflavored gelatin and half red meats from a store. Unflavored gelatin is the tongue, the liver, the heart, brain, cartilage, skin, bone marrow, all the parts that are not used anymore today, which our ancestors used to eat a lot of this, is boiled, and then all the protein is skimmed off and dried, and it's a powder form then of unflavored gelatin, as it's called. It's incomplete protein. It's called incomplete protein because it doesn't contain tryptophan or cysteine, which are amino acids which are known to inhibit thyroid function, which is a problem that is fairly common with diabetics or anyone that's overweight. you're going to learn more about that in future videos. So you're going to focus on mixing it. If you do it right, you can buy the unflavored gelatin online in bulk. The best comes from Australia or New Zealand, where it's only legal to use non-GMO feeds for cattle. So unflavored gelatin is going to contain 9.4 grams per tablespoon, or 7.5 tablespoons per day. It has 0 calories, it has 0 carbs, and it only has 59 grams of protein. It's going to be cheaper overall than buying red meats from the store, but it's still going to be a little bit pricey because meat is a little bit pricey. So the percentage may occur that what's going to be found is that the type O's and type B blood types typically require more protein in their diet than A's or AB's. They're just basically by nature meat eaters or protein eaters. So they're going to eat more. So your amount of protein is going to be, give or take, that 125 grams of protein per day. For the fat, you need a healthy form of fat in your diet every single day in order for your body to absorb, store, or utilize the fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. 25% of your daily calories, again, must come from that fat, or 250 calories based on 1,000 calories per day. So that means at 9 calories per gram, you're looking for about 28 grams per day. So the best source for a healthy fat is extra virgin olive oil. Extra virgin coconut oil is also a good source. Those are the only 2 healthy fats that you should be consuming. So for diabetics especially, extra virgin olive oil contains about 119 calories per tablespoon. So you're going to need about 2.5 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil every single day in order to get that 250 calories that your body is going to require. Your olive oil does not contain any protein, any carbohydrates, or fiber. It's just pure healthy fat. So you should work at incorporating 2.5 tablespoons of olive oil into your diet every single day. Some people mix it into their other foods, and it does have a buttery flavor, so it can be used in 1,000 different ways. Then, besides this, all of this, you need to also incorporate a 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt into your diet every single day as well. Your body's going to use up about that much because of sweat or from chemical processes that go on. If you do take that 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt, never ever use table salt. Sea salt only. If you have a tendency for your tops of your feet or your ankles to swell because of it, then you're likely sodium sensitive, and you should probably not. You should just back off from that. So now proceed to lesson number 7. It's going to be part number 3, and you're going to learn why you need to balance your omega-3s and your omega-6s, and then you're going to learn how to balance them. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and please pay it forward. Share what you learn with others. Thank you.